What's up with it? You watching the Bay Bomber TV? Yeah, we about to check out this video from the YouTube channel Culture Spill. And the title is Biggie Friend Exposes Why Snoop Dogg Hated Biggie and Tupac. Man, that's a fool with it. I definitely heard about Snoop kinda hating on Pac, but I ain't know he ain't like Big too. I thought he was saying he was cool with Big, so that's why Tupac and Snoop fell out. But yeah, I haven't watched the video, don't know what they talking about, but let's check out the video and see what they talking about. Yeah.
We feeling like it's gonna be all right until we go to the hospital and see that it ain't all right. He got tubes in him, and it's like, when I walked in, I could just feel like he wasn't even there, and I fainted.
Hold up, wait a minute. Snoop Dogg fainted when he saw Tupac in the hospital? You know, when Snoop talks about Tupac and Biggie, you may think that they were super close, but as it turns out, he lies a lot about the relationship he had with Tupac and Biggie.
Maybe some of the things that he couldn't tell Pac face to face, he's able to do it in these interviews.
So one occasion where Snoop talked about how close he was to Tupac was during an appearance on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast, where he told the story about visiting Tupac after he was hospitalized for the 1996 Las Vegas shooting that caused his death at just 25 years old.
While we drive to Vegas to see Pac, we go to Suge house first.
Yeah.
So we haven't even seen Pac. We just talking to Suge, and he got the head wrapped up, and he telling us what happened, and you know, Pac gonna be all right, he gonna pull through, you know, he got shot 9 times before, he gonna be all right,
I ain't gonna lie, the crazy thing about this though, I heard they said Snoop haven't even went to the hospital. He wasn't even there, so man, that's a fool with it. I don't know why he would say he went if he didn't, you know what I'm saying? Or did he go? I'm not sure, you know what I'm saying? But there's something going on with that situation.
At the time of Tupac's hospitalization, he and Snoop weren't on the best of terms due to personal drama. But according to Snoop, Pac's mother urged him to put their differences aside and support his friend.
She knew it was a little tension, but she knew how much we loved each other, so she gave us a moment for me to say some things to him as far as how much I love him, but I knew that was gonna be my last time speaking with him.
Well, that was definitely not the first time Snoop suggested that he was pretty close to Pac before he died. During an appearance on the All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, they discussed a variety of different topics, including his relationships with Tupac and Biggie. Then he specifically said that he, Tupac, and Biggie were friends before Tupac was targeted at Quad Studios in New York City on November 30th, 1994. Apparently, Snoop had a feeling that Biggie didn't have anything to do with Tupac being shot before, but when he tried to voice that to Pac and Suge Knight, they turned on him. In 2020, Snoop also posted an old interview where he talked about what he learned from Tupac to once again make it look like they were indeed close.
I think what I learned from Tupac was basically a different kind of work ethic. I always had a good work ethic about myself as far as being timely and being on point and being a professional, but he just showed me how to be a little bit more faster at it as far as like getting to the meat of it all and not really just listening to it all the time and not absorbing it, but more or less just doing it and keep doing it and doing it.
I ain't gonna lie. Really, this saying to me is like Pac was outworking him, you know what I mean? That fast pace, and they say Pac was knocking out albums in like weeks. So yeah, man, that work ethic probably like outshine Snoop work ethic for sure.
Again, on Big Boy Off Air, The Untold Stories of Snoop Dogg, just the other day, he also made it seem like he was actually pretty close to Tupac.
Man, I say a week before he died, we was best of friends.
Well, in the interview, Snoop also admitted that there was some tension, adding that when he did an interview and was asked how he felt about Diddy and Biggie, he said he wanted to do music with them. Then he said that his willingness to work with Biggie, Diddy, and other New York artists caused a rift in their relationship. According to Snoop, that was also when Pac played Hit 'Em Up for him, and he said he did not like the song.
Oh, even when he played the video for me to Hit 'Em Up, even when he played Hit 'Em Up the song, I didn't like the song.
Did you feel like it was
I didn't
too
like
much?
it.
Right.
I didn't like it. Like it wasn't like this. Like it was you buying more problems, cuz. Like, you're buying problems. Gangsters is everywhere. They make them everywhere.
Well, that's not necessarily true, because according to Napoleon, who was a longtime member of the Outlaws and one of Tupac's closest confidants during his time on death row, Snoop, first of all, lied about not liking the song. He even said that when Pac would perform the song, Snoop would sing along to the lyrics. So he didn't buy that Snoop didn't like the song. Also, when Napoleon spoke with Art of Dialogue about the reason why Snoop has been making all these comments about Pac and their relationship in recent years, he said that Snoop was definitely jealous of Pac, because when he joined Death Row, he outshined Snoop by far.
Imagine if you, the biggest star on Death Row, and Pac come and take all your shine. You understand? And 25 years later, Pac died, and every time you do an interview, that name is brought up.
Man.
So maybe he's just trying to take that shine from Pac, you know what I mean?
He also talked about his relationship with Biggie and Tupac again in a 2022 appearance on Stephen A. Smith's podcast, No Mercy, saying that if Biggie and Tupac were alive, they would be on the same level with the likes of Jay-Z and Nas. In a different interview with Fat Man Scoop, Snoop also shared stories of his friendship with Biggie and once again made it look like they were super close. Snoop even went into detail about how Biggie was not in any way glad that Pac had been shot because they were actually friends, and that his death really affected him.
I ain't gonna lie, that's funny. You go try to put Pac and Big up there with other people. Like, nigga, Pac and Big would have been over everybody.
This is not a man that's happy or glamorized. This is his friend that's dead, that they had a misunderstanding, and he could never get no justice for his emotions, but he's showing me his emotions. And he explained to me how much he loved Tupac.
Well, once again, that was not entirely true. And another person who said that Snoop has been lying about his relationship with Tupac and Biggie is Gene Deal.
That's propaganda for the media, bro. That's something that sounds good for the media. You know, I'm the peacemaker. I'm the one that's showing love. I'm the one that's out here, you know, when everybody else is dead, you know what I'm saying? Wishing that I could have did something.
According to Gene Deal, all that talk about Snoop being close to Pac and Biggie right before they died was some BS.
It wasn't all that love until Pac was dead. Wasn't Big out at California 3-4 weeks and Snoop never saw him? Snoop never came to smoke nothing with him? Snoop never came to eat nothing with him? But it was a whole lot of love? Come on, man.
In fact, according to Gene, Biggie Smalls did not trust Snoop Dogg at all, and he had no kind of friendship with Snoop before his death in 1997. And if you ask a lot of people, they will tell you that Snoop has always been a snake, and he played both sides to make it look like he wasn't trying to beef with anyone. But one thing that Snoop forgot was probably that the internet never forgets. And when he said recently that he was good friends with Biggie, an old song where Snoop was clearly dissing Biggie was unearthed. Like, he literally raps, "You are fat, you are black, you are whack. Your style is tore up, plus you got one dead eye." So why all this talk about how close he was to Biggie and Pac, when a lot of their old friends are saying they were not friends? In fact, just like Napoleon said, it's possible that Snoop envied Tupac because Suge Knight was mainly focused on Pac, and he was stealing all the shine. And he wasn't the only one who said that, by the way.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Big was on his toes with that one because, like, if Pac and Big had issues, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, Big knew Snoop was supposed to be Pac's friend. Big can see that this nigga not no real nigga, you know what I'm saying? Because, man.
Snoop was the #1 guy, and when Pac came in, he moved him over. And like I said, I probably would have some kind of, you know, some feelings, some odd feelings like, what?
When it comes to Biggie, Snoop was also jealous of him. Because just like Tupac, Biggie was also dominating the industry. And him playing both sides, even though he knew there was definitely tension, so not cool. But let me know what you think.
Man.
Does Snoop come across as being fake with all this talk about being so close to both Tupac and Biggie? What do you think he's really trying to achieve by insisting that he was so close to them? Could there be something more he's hiding? As always, drop those comments down below. And don't forget to check out the next video.
Yeah, man, that's a crazy situation, man, for real, though. It's looking like Snoop was being a snake, for real. Like, how you cool with Pac, and then you know he got problems with Big, and then you still want to go hang around Big. And I think Big seen that, too. He was like, man, it ain't no loyalty in that nigga. He ain't no real nigga like that, you know what I'm saying? Because you gonna ride with who you gonna ride with your team, you feel me? So like him not ride with the team do make him like sketchy and shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, overall though, man, it seemed like Snoop had been like saying like little bullshit and shit, like he trying to tarnish Pac legacy or something, like he just been hating, you know what I'm saying? But shit, I don't know, shit. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to the Big Bomber TV. Until next time, peace. Yeah.